Okay, so this video will be a little bit longer because I'm going to teach you how to use tapping for back to school. So I love tapping. It's a great way of self-regulating. I use it in my clinical practice all the time. My name is Lynn Jimenez. I'm a clinical social worker in California, so I'm a licensed mental health provider. I've worked in school mental health for the bulk of my career, and now I do lots of different things as the founder of Connect, Flow, Grow. Back to school time is a difficult time for most families just because it's a transition, but then also some people just don't deal with transitions well, whether that's the parents or the children. So I'll give you a couple tips and tricks on how to navigate this transition time a little more seamlessly and with less stress. I love to use tapping to self-regulate for myself. I love to use it with my kids and give them tools that they can take that are portable. So with tapping, let's just get started. The tapping points are the side of the hand. And you can just do the tapping points. You don't have to say anything. Top of the head, top of the eyebrows, sides of the eyes, under the eyes, under the nose, under the bottom lip, at your collarbone, and then side of the body, either this way or this way. And then you'll take a deep breath. So that's the basic setup. I like to check in with myself, and I like to teach people to check in with themselves first. So a word or phrase that describes how you're doing, 0 to 10, how strong is that feeling? 10 being the strongest. So let's say I'm feeling anxious about going back to school, or my child's feeling anxious about going back to school. I want to teach them how to get their body into a more calm, relaxed state. So just follow along with me again, and then I'll break down what it is that we're doing as we go. So we start tapping on the side of the hand. Here we say what's called a setup statement. Now this setup statement, you can play with it. It doesn't have to follow the same structure that I'm going to provide you. Adapt it, but basically what it starts with is what it is that we're feeling. So a word or a phrase, whether it's an emotional word or maybe a physical complaint. My stomach is turning. And then we can describe it a little more fully. So we're really tuned into it. And then we want to end with something positive. So that might look like this. Even though I'm feeling so nervous about school, I just don't even know if I'm going to have friends. And it's really hard. My stomach is in knots. And I feel my heart racing. I know school's a safe place, and I know I'll get through this. Even though I'm feeling so nervous about going back to school. My stomach's in knots. My heart is racing. I know I can do this. I've done it before. Even though I'm feeling really nervous about going back to school. Will I have any friends? Am I going to be able to remember everything that I need to do? Oh, my stomach hurts so bad. I want to stay home. I don't want to have to go to school. But school's a safe place. And I know I could do this. I'm so nervous right now. Just really nervous about school. I don't even want to go. My stomach hurts so bad. Just feeling so nervous. Feeling so nervous about this transition. Feeling nervous. I'm feeling nervous. Now we take a deep breath. Check back in and see if it's still there. Now, it may not go away after one round. You may have to do several rounds, and it may not even work. You might have to try something else. You might have to use some other tools like going for a walk, taking some time, maybe shifting thoughts, doing some deep breathing. But it's one of many tools you can try and that you can teach your kids. So as they become more nervous, right, their stress response system becomes activated. We're trying to kind of stop that activation, stop the worry and concern from increasing. Whether we can keep it the same, that's great, but if we can reduce it, even better. Because when they reduce it, they're able to not be so narrowed in and focused on the thing that's causing them concern, but they're able to see how they're going to manage the concern, how they've done this before, how it's not this sort of life or death scenario that it feels like in their body. So keep watching for more tips and tricks. Play with tapping and just kind of, you're not going to get it wrong. There might be a more right way to do it that gives nets a greater result, but you just have to be consistent with the practices. So trying it once, if it doesn't work, keep trying it, just like anything else. Going for a walk, taking some deep breaths, consistency is key for sure.